How long have you been in the new role you're at today, and how have things been going, especially compared to what you're doing previously to how things are going now?
Yeah, I'm happy to say that things are going exactly how I thought they were going to go, which is fantastic. I've been in the role for a little bit over 5 months, so I'm nearing the 6 month mark. And I chose the company that I wanted to work for because there was no guesswork for me. I wanted to work smarter and not harder, which is actually one of their core values. So I connected with that immediately, and they there was nothing for me to figure out in terms of, oh, how do I do my job? What should I do now? Like, am I spending the best use of my time on this role as opposed, or this task as opposed to that task? So they were very, I'm very systems oriented. So if there's a
Hmm.
system and a clear way to do something that produces results, I just want to move with that flowing tide. So the company provided a really great, just pathway for me to succeed. So there's no guesswork, in a way that there was a lot of guessing and figuring out and all of that in my last role. So I'm very happy to be here and be around people who are using that same just intended pathway, just what they created for the new BDRs to be successful, and seeing people that are successful with it, having the ability to reach out to them, reach out to people in my own network or in my own team, my management, other management. It's just a very collaborative company, and I'm really glad to be there.
What does a day in the life of a BDR look like?
The day in the life of a BDR looks really great. So I would say if the biggest thing in terms of being especially a remote BDR is time management, time
Hmm.
management, time management. If you're not good with time management, and of course there's a ramp period at every company, right? So for you to figure out what works best for you, incorporating the systems that are already in place, etc. And they really help you with that. My company actually gave me a calendar, and said follow this exact calendar for the first few months and then tweak it from there. See what works for you, see what doesn't work for you. So I would say time management is the biggest thing. So I wake up in the morning, do all the normal things. I have my morning routine. And because my job is so flexible, I have to give myself specific start time. So I start at 9 a.m. I do a little bit of admin. My territory, I live on the East Coast, or lived on the East Coast. That's another story. But I am on the East Coast and my territory is in the West Coast. So when I start at 9 o'clock, it's 6 a.m. over there. So I'm doing admin. I'm kind of getting myself ready for the day. I'm doing custom emails, anything that doesn't require me getting on the phone, that I can still use that productive time in the morning. So, and then I get an early call block in probably around 11, which is 8 a.m. On West Coast time, and do that call block for an hour. And then after that, any of the admin that relates to that call block. So if it's pulling someone out of sequence or getting new leads in, cleaning anything up, if I got in touch with someone and they asked for some information, getting that information to them. And then I have meetings with my team where we go through recordings of our calls and everybody shares. We use Gong, and really that's one of my favorite calls that we have during the week is really just kind of learning from your peers, learning what worked. So start with admin, then a call block, then more than likely meetings. Then I have an afternoon call block, and then after that, it's really flexible, based on what I want to do and what I want to get done for the day. I might go listen to some other Gong calls. I might, call it an early day. I've done all that I'm going to do that day, or just mentorship or reaching out to others to become even better at the role.
What other sales tools do you rely on to do your job?
So our tech stack includes outreach. We use Salesforce very heavily. We use Gong. We use Trello for some of the calls. What else do we use? And I'm not on my work computer, so trying to remember from memory. Of course, Outlook, Slack. We're on Slack all day long, and those are the primary ones. Um, there are some other like extended apps that we use that work with Salesforce or Outreach to just kind of make the process smoother, but those are the main ones that we use.